Every day around the world, people post around 500 million tweets. They range from political statements, pleas for help, to questions on what's bothering people. With the ever-growing popularity of Twitter, South Africans are now forced to think and tweet. Companies have introduced social media law policies which dictate how their employees should behave while expressing themselves on the internet.
If an employee is saying anything, making any comments on social media that can be insulting, that can be unacceptable, that can be even discriminatory in a nature, then the employer, by its vicarious liability, is also held to be liable in terms of the employee's actions and comments made. So companies need to make sure that they protect other individuals as well. And by virtue of the fact that employees make comments, that can be coming back to the employer at the end of the day, and the employer have to then be responsible and take responsibility for that.
Over the past 2 years, the Commission for Conciliation, Mediation and Arbitration has facilitated over 50 disputes involving people who had used social media to their disadvantage. Television and radio personality Gareth Cliff and former Hawks spokesperson Macintosh Polela are some high-profile people who were shown the door by their employers for their unpalatable tweets in 2013 and 16 respectively. While Cliff was later reinstated on technicalities, pay TV channel Mnet maintains its decision to fire the media personality was correct. While irresponsible posts won't only get you fired, you could also be sued for defamation.
Employers need to be proactive and to educate people to say what can be the consequences of that. But one thing that employees need to understand is once you've said something, you cannot take it back.
The Freedom of Expression Institute agrees that people need to be mindful of the damage irresponsible posts could have. It is, however, urging companies not to stifle debate.
The Constitution does protect your right to freedom of speech, and it's only under certain circumstances where a line is drawn to say it mustn't be hate speech, it mustn't advocate the use of violence and or propaganda. So that is, you have a right to, and is protected constitutionally. But the issue around how robust you say things is something that through case law and precedent is also acknowledged, that given our history, what used to happen around freedom of speech, and given the frustrations that people feel, that it's okay to be robust, it's okay to really describe things in as raw a manner as possible.
Mokeni is also calling on companies not to come down too hard on offenders, but to instead find ways to educate workers on the importance of expressing their views without tweeting themselves out of a job. Lindiwe Mabena, SABC News, Johannesburg.